Welcome to Insights into Success. We're with your host Paul Dodds. We hope to educate, inspire and motivate you to achieve your own personal success. We talk to guests from all around the world from a variety of walks of life to hear the realities of their own journey to success. What challenges have they faced? How have they coped with failure? And what have been the keys or will be the keys to their own success? In our Read to Succeed interviews, we talk books that have inspired our guests, and for some, they share their secrets to marketing success. Join us as we give you insights into success. All right, well, welcome to Read to Succeed, where today we're very fortunate to have Frank Ricotta for the interview, and he's going to share with us several books that he's read that have really been influential in his life. So I've got no idea what they are, so I'm very interested to hear what they are, and most probably add them to my reading list. So far away, Frank.
Well, the ones I really picked are some I've had around for a little bit, for quite some time on my bookshelf, and I go back as a bit of motivation. Some a little more recent, but I'm gonna do it from say an entrepreneur, a tech perspective in terms of really working to understand the kind of economies that we live in, and one was the Platform Revolution. It's by Jeff Parker, Marshall Alstein, and Sangeet Chandri. Talks about this whole kind of emergence of platform economies. So we've seen a lot of these in from the standpoint of kind of the share economy. Think Uber and Airbnb, and how from a platform perspective, both the consumer and the product can be one and the same, and you're really kind of enabling these economies. And I think from a business perspective, it's understanding, what all those kind of look like. And that's a good foundational book. And extending into the blockchain space, I think similar title, Blockchain Revolution by the Tapscotts. It's a good kind of blockchain 101, touches technologies, but the newer renditions really talk about it from an applied perspective, and how it, how the philosophy behind it can change industries. So I think it's one people ought to get up to speed on. Then I've always had a couple favorite leadership books. And then when I'm done, you can just ping me on however you want. One was on Becoming a Leader by Warren Bennis. It was one of the first ones that just profiled leaders. And so a lot of profiles, and we've talked about some of them in the podcast. And then Leadership as an Art, and which I love, by Max Dupree, on this whole aspect of kind of key things that you need to develop. They're not big reads, but they're good foundational. And then one as a business leader, even personal, is Mark Benioff, the CEO of Salesforce, in a year and a half ago, came out with the book Trailblazer. It's kind of his story, but in there he talks about a technique they've used at Salesforce. It's gotten a lot wider adoption, called V2 Mom, in terms of how you build kind of your vision, value, your measurements, your obstacles, and your metrics in terms of your methods, in terms of focusing your energy and aligning people in your company and around you. And I like that. I like the method a lot. It works kind of a consolidation of things that helped me over the years.
So how often would you read?
I read every day. I have a hard time with ebooks, just, looking at them, they make my eyes hurt. So I still like turning the pages, but it's, there's time in the day set aside to do the little snippet kind of reading, kind of topical reading, and time during the day I like to focus, and I mix it up between, kind of serious stuff and fiction and things that help me grow from a spiritual perspective, like driving a little deeper in contemplative prayer, as an example, and meditation helps me kind of balance kind of my life.
So in terms of your kind of more formal reading that you do every day, how long do you spend doing that sort of reading?
Oh, sometimes it's 15, 20 minutes, and sometimes it's a couple hours. It depends on how engaged I am or tired.
Right,
So it's usually an end of the day thing for me. Not,
right.
start of the day is a little more the quick things and just getting myself prepared mentally for the day. But end of the day is really okay. Let's put some new things in my brain.
And you mentioned meditation. Is that something that you do? You practice that?
Yeah, and me, it falls along a lot of lines of prayer. Prayer and meditation go together for me.
Right.
And so, yeah, 15, 20 minutes a day for sure, every day.
And do
Quite
you do that for the
sometimes at the
start of
same
the
time.
day?
I do, yeah, and a little bit at the end of the workday. More like 10 minutes at the end of the workday.
Yeah.
It's over the years, it's been one of these things that by doing that, I'm able to leave a lot of the issues or the stresses behind at the end of the day, just in that 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And just be me, when I get home. Doesn't always happen that way, but and at the start of the day just gets me set.
So it's kind of like a switch on and switch off. It indicates the start of the day and gets you in the right frame of mind. And at the end of the day, it's like closing down that chapter or closing that door for the day, hopefully, and then being able to go home to your family and just be you.
And a good bit of it is always reminding yourself what's important. And I'm not talking about what's important at work, but what's important life wise, and putting things in perspective. It's one of these things. Had a philosophy, nothing, from a work perspective, nothing's really critical when it comes to the broader issues of life and reality. They're manageable, and that allows me to do that.
Stay sane. And what about audiobooks? Do you listen to those at all?
I tend to listen to more podcasts than audiobooks.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's similar vein. When I'm on long trips, audiobooks, yeah, I think that they keep me awake and engaged, particularly in fiction. But when I'm interested in a topic, I try to find a good set of podcasts, and you have a good set of podcasts. So I think podcasts kind of fill that void for me there when I'm traveling, commuting.
Yeah. And so you think you touched on it before, so you don't kind of use Kobos or anything like that. You prefer the traditional book for your reading?
I do. I mean, I guess I'm still a little old school. I like the smell and the feel.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think, for me, I'm online all day. I'm on a computer all day. So for me, a physical book is just refreshing because it's a different medium as opposed to staring at an electronic screen all the time. So I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Frank. I really appreciate you taking time to stay on and do a little segment on Read to Succeed. Hopefully people out there can get some inspiration from your books and read some of them. And life continues to be an ongoing journey of learning. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Well, thanks again for having me. Appreciate it. And I hope it was valuable for you. I hope I do provide a little value to some of your guests.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. You've had a wealth of experience in different ways, and we can all learn from that. And I know I have anyway. So from a selfish point of view, I'm very happy. So thank you.